The Chicago Bears lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 29-27 in a nail-biter of a game as Cairo Santos missed a 65-yard field goal, which could have potentially won the game, hit the crossbar. Just fantastic, right? Isn't it? Obviously not. With that being said, what is going on, y'all? Fox Sports All back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. Here to talk about the Chicago Bears, of course, and, it was a loss, another loss, but this time it was a loss that hurt a lot because the Bears were so close to winning. That close to winning. And they end up losing this game. But they didn't just lose to the Steelers, folks. Today, the Bears lost 2 times. They lost to the Steelers, and they lost to the refs. Now, I know what you're thinking, Fives. You're really going to blame the refs on this one. Look, I'm not that guy who likes to blame the refs, right? If you play well enough, put up enough points, you should be able to win the game regardless of what happens. But it was very clear if you had to sum up this game in one word or a couple of words, maybe. Yeah, a couple of words. Lost opportunities, shooting yourself in the foot, getting screwed by the refs. Couple of words that come to mind here. Look, folks, I can go through the entire game and walk you through drive by drive, but we all watched it, right? And I'll point out a couple of things. For the most part, this game was won and lost with the penalties. As simple as that. There's always going to be things here where you can point to and look to and say, oh yeah, that was the difference in the game. The penalties were the difference in this game. The Bears had 12 penalties. 12 penalties, which ultimately cost them about 115 yards. The Steelers only had 5, all right, for about 30 yards. That's a big difference, 115 yards to 30 yards. Now, I'm not saying that all of the penalties were bogus that were called against the Bears, but what I am saying is 12, the Bears were getting a lot of, just ticky-tacky stuff here. And let me just give you an example of how impactful these penalties were and why I believe they were the difference in this game. 414 total yards is what the Bears had in this game. 414 total yards. Steelers, 280. All right, so we close to, if you will, 1.5 times the Steelers' yardage, and we lose this game. More rushing yards, more passing yards, and we lose this game because of penalties. That is a clear indictment on Matt Nagy and the lack of discipline he has with his team. There were so many drives. I remember one drive specifically. We get that deep shot to Marquise Goodwin, drive right down the field. It's looking like we're about to punch it in. Monty almost does it. We go back again, and I feel like, oh, Monty's going to get it in or we'll get a touchdown, and boom, penalty. 10 yards back, and we end up kicking right before the half. That should never happen. Good teams don't do that. We had to take field goals in the first half, and lo and behold, that ended up being the difference. Now, again, there were some lost opportunities on both sides. The Bears fumbled the football, but then we got the fumble from the Steelers, so both teams got new life. So, again, when things equal out, what's the difference for winning and losing? Penalties in this one. That was the difference. So that's not Bill Lazor. That's Matt Nagy. That's the head coach of your team teaching discipline. How long have we seen this under Matt Nagy? The Bears always do this. They always play sloppy. They always get penalties because Matt Nagy does not have his team ready to go and in check. I'm sorry. Taking a look at how the Bears players did. Justin Fields obviously got to start there. 17 for 29 for 291 yards, which is a career high, by the way. By far, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Now, the 1 pick was on Fields. He, again, threw right into the hands of the D lineman. And, again, kind of bad luck in a way, too, where he just caught it, and then that's an interception. Obviously, the ball was like a bit of a straight line, flat ball. But that was the interception. The touchdown was, I believe, to Darnell Mooney. And Justin Fields could have 3 touchdowns in this game. Again, bogus penalties. Kept taking away. Jimmy Graham with a couple of drops. Just lost opportunities is what I'm saying. But I was very, very encouraged by what I saw from Justin Fields. Big time throws. We go up ahead by 2 points, was it? Or We go up ahead in the end of the game with about a minute and some change left, and the Steelers come back down, kick the field goal, and that's how they win, right? Obviously. But Justin Fields did what he needed to do to get the job done today. And Justin Fields showed you that he is built to be a franchise quarterback. The Bears barely used him outside the pocket in the first half. Then they realized they're dummies for that. And then you got him in play action, a beautiful drop ball right in the breadbasket to Cole Kmet, left sideline. That was a pretty ball that he did throw in that one. Had a one to A-Rob. Down the right sideline, A-Rob finally had a decent game. I hope he's healthy. 4 for 68 is what he had. Cole Kmet, shout out to Cole Kmet, man. Breakout game, 6 for 87. And I tweeted this, by the way. Follow me on Twitter. No matter what happened with this game, win or lose, Cole Kmet finally had his career game, his breakout game that we were waiting for. 6 catches for 87 yards. Fantastic game by Cole Kmet. Loved what I saw from him. And Monty had 63 rushing yards on 13 carries. I mean, again, decent, nothing great. But for the most part, Justin Fields, phenomenal in this game. Again, he could have been better, but very, very solid. Cole Kmet was fantastic. Again, breakout game. Those were probably the 2 best. And then as far as the other guys, they were decent. On defense, Roquan Smith just was raising hell everywhere. Him and TJ Watt, man, for both sides, they were just going at it. So love seeing that. But again, folks, a winnable game. You lose because of penalties. What can I say? The Bears should have won this game. They should have won this game. They lose because of penalties, which is just fitting. And yeah, so now that's where we are at this point. But just the frustrating thing again is how close the Bears were to winning. How close they were. And again, the only good part about this is the more we lose, the closer we get to having Matt Nagy out of town. So that's something to look forward to. But overall, folks, yeah, that's the difference in this game. Loved what I saw from Justin Fields, which is the most important thing. Bottom line, win or lose, that's more important to me than anything. Loved what I saw from Justin Fields, the accuracy, the mobility. I'd like him to take less hits, but overall, very happy. And then Cole Kmet, very, very happy with him in this game. So let me know what your guys' biggest takeaways were. Mine was pretty clear. It was the penalties. Also nice to see Marquise Goodwin finally involved. We got to use his speed more and get Justin Fields outside the pocket. But that's where I'm at. All right. So overall, could have won this game. Obviously, we lose. But to me, Justin Fields looked very solid. Very encouraged by that. Cole Kmet looked solid. And we're getting closer to getting Matt Nagy fired with these losses. So at least I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's where I'm at with this, folks. So let me know what you guys think. Carlos Santos, I'm sorry you missed that 65-yarder. I know it was a tough one. But boy, I wish you would have made that. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below as always. Thanks for watching.